Yeah, I've raced Francois and Xavier here before, and I've seen how strong they are. It's definitely, there's been a lot of success with the French runners here, so it's always a really competitive race, and like Tim said, this year it's the most competitive ultra trail maybe in world history, so I think it'll be a battle, and a close battle. I think it'll be a lot of positions, even from 5th place to 10th place could be very close, so you never know.
I have a question for you, Jim. You seem to be a runner who likes to run fast. Are you going to run fast tomorrow?
I hope I can run fast tomorrow.
Is it going to be your strategy?
No, I think you need to just kind of feel out how everybody's running on the day. And I think it's important to be patient maybe on this course, but who knows? I think with the weather too, it's probably less likely to go off the front, but
okay.
It could be a long night if you do that.
Does the weather change anything else for you mentally? Or
When I pack my jacket.
Less stuff to carry. You gotta wear most of your stuff, which is nice.
Americans runners are really strong in trail and in ultra trail, but no American has ever run ultra trail du Mont Blanc.
That's not true.
No American man.
No
yeah,
American. Thank you.
exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's true. How can you explain that men are in those difficulties on this course?
I think it may be a little bit about just the specificity of training. In the past, we've had some great Americans that have come out and taken a shot at it, but maybe they weren't training in the most ideal locations in the United States. And I think what you've seen over the last few years with guys like Zach, David, myself, even Magda, and you've just seen people studying what UTMB's trail is like and mimicking it in the terrain that we have in the States. So I think we're coming over more prepared now. And at the same time, just the overall competition's improved. So it's been harder and harder. Guys like Xavier and Francois, they really are strong runners. But I think now we have the blend of the motivation to do it, the training to do it, and it's just going to take that right day to actually topple the rest of the Europeans.
And so what do you have to change in your training?
I think part of it is running, getting used to longer sustained climbs at high altitudes. Even though Ultra Trail de Mont Blanc isn't necessarily a high altitude race, we do peak at maybe 8,300 feet. And in the past, we had good runners, but maybe not with quite the pedigree that we're now seeing enter the sport. And I think it's taken that blend to compete with the Europeans.
We also have to find trails in the U.S. that don't have any switchbacks.
So do you think it's a year?
Is what?
Do you think it's a year for an American runner?
I think it is. I do. Yeah. We wouldn't be here if we didn't think there was a shot.
Anyone else? Okay.
Tell us about the atmosphere as well, because the atmosphere at UTMB is really different than in the US, in the hard rock, it is more wild in your country. What is the difference in the atmosphere of this race?
I'll start, but I think we were just talking about this right before we came in here, and the approach that UTMB takes, to just the professionalism of trail running is beyond anything that we have seen, and it's spectacular. And we wish that more races modeled this.
Yeah, it's a lot more exciting. The size of the races are a lot bigger in the U.S., so you have thousands of runners. In the U.S., it's maybe a couple hundred runners only, and then just the media and the fans, everyone cheering, and all the pictures and video is a lot more exciting and more coverage than in the U.S. And it makes sense because this is like the world center for trail running and outdoor sports. And so it's a lot more exciting.
And do you think it's just a good thing, or is there a bad side on all this?
It could create more pressure maybe for top runners, but I think it's exciting. It's refreshing. Coming from the U.S., it's a big change, so I think it's good for the growth of the sport, and it makes it exciting when you're running and you feel tired, but there's so many people cheering even in the middle of the night. It's motivating, so I think it's mostly good.
Quick question about your training or preparation, and if we compare this with the European runners, I think you guys do more kilometers, for example, per week or per month, and the European runners maybe more meters or altitude. So what do you think that for this race is the perfect training? So more kilometers or more meters of altitude? For anyone.
I've specified mine with more climbing, so it's more of a European style training.
But for example, in your case, I think you are the one with more kilometers in this race.
Well, not all the Europeans log their stuff publicly like I think most of us do, so it's hard to tell. In my opinion, talk about Javier doesn't log it, Kilian doesn't log all of it, Francois doesn't log all of it, so how can you say?
I think part of it's the difference in the trails. A lot of the trails in the US, even in the mountains in Colorado or Flagstaff, they're not as steep. So if you go for a run, you have to go a longer distance to get some vertical, whereas if you run from Chamonix and you're training, every trail's up and down, big mountains, and you get more vertical relief. So, but I think for this race, you need both, a lot of climbing and more mountains or distance.
Last question.
I have a question for you, Jim. You're going to, you're expecting as one of the favorites of the race. You're going to face Kilian, Xavier, Francois for the most exciting race ever. Do you know how you want to beat them? Do you have a strategy? Kilian just said before you arrived that he doesn't have a strategy. Are you the kind of guy who establishes a strategy before the race? And which is your strategy?
I think that's where you get in the race and you have to feel how other people are climbing and how other people are descending and comparatively how you're feeling that day. So there's going to be kind of just a bit of making that call once you get going and feeling an instinct with it, because it's not until, I haven't raced any of those guys, so it's not until you hit a climb and you see if they want to go climb with you or if they want to sit back, and then you have to adapt that way of, all right, am I going to look to push it or am I going to look to wait? Or vice versa, sometimes it's, whoa, are they pushing it and all of a sudden is this hard? So you got to think about that side of the coin too and maybe let them go, but probably try not to let that happen. And you keep tabs, but yeah, if Kilian wants to go off by himself, yeah, it might be a long, hard night for him by himself, and a pack might swallow him up, because I think in the depth of a race like this, a pack will be really strong, especially during a rainy, cold night. So being solo is probably not the best call.
And do you think about the record of the race?
I don't think so. Like, this is my first time on this one. There's all sorts of new challenges with this one. For the most part, I've had really good weather in like almost every race I've done. So between the distance, the mountains, the weather, and the depth of competition, there's almost too many challenges to worry about a record. There's a good chance that'll come, but don't worry about that one.
Okay. Now, François Den, Xavier Thévenard, Zach Miller, and Caroline Chavreau together. Okay?
Thank you, guys.